Right, let's create the PSD first. Control N, or get into the file, new. Width is going to be 1200 and height is going to be 1600. Okay, so here you will see a rectangle. Great, we'll separate into two halves. Get the ruler, and now we can see on the views we have a ruler. Just have this, so we'll make this into two halves. So the first half is going to be the header. Let's create a layer, text, and heading text, and then some text, lorem ipsum, I guess. I'm copying it and pasting it. We should see the paragraph, and here it is. If you click, you will get this. So we have to decrease the font size, and let's make this as a justify. So you'll see on this tab you will get the justify section. Great, click on OK. To change the color, select everything and change it to black. Great, now we'll have an image over here in a minute. So let's add a button. For that you have to get into rectangle toolbar. I have pressed U, so it is automatically selected. Let's create a button. In the alt backspace it won't work because it's the fill. Zoom in a bit, Control plus to use a space to make the correct position. Just add the layer and type it as view now. Great, press V, it's a move tool, to adjust it at the center. So selecting these two values, and these can also be done. So let's see what are the options we have. So this is the right one at the extreme center. Vertically, sorry, this is horizontally and this is vertically. So if you see top, bottom and vertical. Great, let's zoom out. Let's group this, Control G, and name it as button. BUTTON. Okay, press V to move the position. Great, that works. Now let's add the image. To get the image, I have used the random image. Just copy this, close it, paste it into a new layer, paste it, press V, press Ctrl T, if you want you can give the blending options, a shadow to it, drop shadow usually. Click on it. If you want you can add the distance. We will add this with the help of CSS, not to worry about it. The elegant design. Great. Now if you want, just type T and change the color to a slightly, I think it is the bold format. We don't need the bold format. We'll change it to the regular one. Click on regular, and that's done. Press V to move the text, and that seems appropriate. Now let's work on the grid section. New layer, just copy the image, Control J, press V, press Ctrl T. I think we don't need this effect. Let's see how to erase this effect. Okay, clear layer styles. Well, that would work. Again, Ctrl J, V, move it. Ctrl J, V, move it. Now let's, if you want, you can change the image, but we'll keep as it is because this is a tutorial purpose. Now let's add the heading. Control. So instead of doing this, let's delete these two. What we'll do is we'll write D some heading text. I can change the color, get into this, select the color. Okay, V. If that doesn't look great, what you can do is you can use the blending option. This doesn't work. What we can do is stroke, a slightly smaller stroke. One pixel usually. No, that doesn't look good. Let's make this as black. Okay. Press V and move the text. Again, Ctrl T, just drag the space. Type anything, press OK, and then copy the whole thing and press select this, press V and make sure auto select is selected, T, and here it is. Press V. If you want, you can add the bottom button. Get the button, Ctrl J, V, move it over here. Where is the view text? It should come up. View text is not showing up. I think we have not chosen. Press V, take it, select these two layers as we already did, vertical, horizontal, center. We'll press Ctrl T to make this slightly smaller. So now it is ready. Now select this with the help of Ctrl V and press Shift, select and select. Make this as a group and call it as grid. Ctrl J again, press V. Now since we have selected the group, this is group 2. Make sure this group is selected. Now press V and just drag it. Again Ctrl J. Select the whole group and drag it. There seems to be a problem with the text. Let's see where it is. Press V. This is the first grid. Let's Ctrl Z it. And the problem the mistake that we did is we have not grouped it properly. Subheading text layer. So again, let's select, press V, shift, select, and then this also, press Ctrl G. Again, the button is not selected. If you see, you have to get this button. It's a copy. Let's select it and drag it into the group one. So we have now button with us. Let's press V since the group is selected. Ctrl J again, V, and now it is working as we thought. Again Ctrl J for duplication. Great. Now if you see, now we are going to convert this into CSS. Let's see how to do it. So I have imported it into the desktop. So let's convert this into actual JPG. So for that, let's open our favorite text editor, which is Visual Studio Code. Now to create the HTML, we'll use the template W3 School. Even we are not going to use Bootstrap, but let's create a new file. It's taking some time, and now we'll save it as on the folder available on desktop. We'll name it as index.html exclamatory, enter. Just link the CSS style.css, which will be on the same folder. We just need one thing, random image URL. That's it. So we'll use this, pin it. Now open the file which you have created right now. It's on the desktop, index.html. Now if you see, we need a container. And that container need to have a row, and it should have a call 50, which is the class which we will create. 50 and 50 two times. Since we are going to float it, we will use clear fix here. Now here we need a h3 heading text and some paragraph, lorem ipsum of 250 words. Alt Z, it seems to be too much. Let's make it short a little bit more. And then we need a button anchor tag with text view more. And here on the second column we need image. Let's load it from the random URL. Width and height, it is a square. So what we do is copy it and paste it. Make sure not to have any spaces on this src. Let's load. Great. Now let's style this. Before that, box sizing, border box, and then we need a container. This container will have width of 1200 pixel, margin of 0 and auto to make it available in the center. You can do 80% as well. Now you see, I think we don't need this. Let's close it. Now that seems to be alright. Now let's work on the row. Inside row we have call 50, float left, and we have to give the width of 50% each. And let's give the width to the row as 100%. Actually 100% should not come here. The row has width 100% and it is 50. Great. Control O. Now you see the image is too short and we need some padding to it. We'll ignore the image for now. Let's work on the heading. We have H3 and we have paragraph and we have anchor tag inside it. Let's get the color from here. Choose the color and here it is. Let's give the color as and font size as, let's try to give 25 pixel for now. Let's get the Oswald or Roboto font. It's a Google font. We'll apply the Google font. It is pretty easy. Just select the URL and paste it on the HTML just above the custom styles which you have created, and on all element add this font. That's it. That seems to be working. If you want, you can add font weight of 600. So let's try 700. It's not working, so we'll use this. Get over it and remove the old one. Great. Now let's work on the paragraph. Padding left will be of 30 pixel. Let's see how does it looks. I mean, it's padding right. And text align, justify. Great. Now let's work on the anchor tag. Its background, and then we need padding. Let's try 15 pixel on all sides, and then color as white, color as black. Refresh it. Background spelling mistake. Let's try to give 10 pixel. On left and right we need some more spaces. Top, bottom, left and right. We'll make 20 pixel for left and right. Still more, 25. That seems to be alright. Now remove the text decoration. Remove the underline. Text decoration underline. Sorry. Text decoration none. and to give the margin to it, margin top of 30 pixel. Let's give margin bottom to this paragraph. $35. The font size is too dark. Let's dull it up. Color black. Just select it, and that seems to be alright. On the paragraph, color, great. Now let's work on the image. Inside that we have an image. Let's set the width and height as 100%, width 100%, height 100%. Since we have given inline attribute, it won't work. We need to give important. To here as well. Let's remove the width, refresh it. Now this is too big. We refresh, it would be a different image. That's not okay. That's not important. Let's make it 80%, 70%, 60. The height doesn't seem to be fit. Width and height. $150 to 10, 200. It's a square. It is not working. 190, 180, 170. Well, it should touch with this. So 120, 140. Great. Now let's work on the width. 80%. The site is not working. If you have downloaded the image, this won't be problem. We have not downloaded, that's why it is giving so much problem now. So we'll fix it. That's not an issue. So let's add the border radius. Sorry, box shadow. Choose the image, box shadow on pixel 1, top, bottom, left and right, blur and color. Increase the blur. We have decrease the color as well. Great. Just fix this on the image. Now that seems to be okay. So if you want to add some space, just give margin top of 50 pixel, 100 pixel. Okay, now let's work on the grid section. So let's try one thing. Instead of float, we'll use display flex property. To the container, Cool. Now let's work on the grid section. Create the HTML first. So we'll make it grid. Inside the grid we will have grid column. The same it is going to be image. Just copy the whole section and paste it here. And then we have heading h3, the same heading, and this time the paragraph is going to be a little shorter. And finally the button. Just copy this 3 more times, 2 and 3. Now here we have grid column. Inside grid we have grid column. Inside grid column we have image, anchor tag, paragraph and h3. Paragraph and anchor tag. Refresh it. Great. Now just by adding display flex to the container and a width 33% to the columns, it will be floated. Great. So let's give text align center, refresh it, and let's add text align justify to the paragraph. Instead of 33, let's make 30, and let's add margin top bottom 0, left right 5 pixel, 50 pixel. Let's add top bottom as 100 pixel. Let's make the bottom as 0. Top of 60. Great. And here top, let's make it 50. We can add some more space, but we'll manage it. So what we can do is just change the color of it, the color of h3, the color of paragraph, and then the color of h3 is gray itself. And then let's add the anchor tag styles similar to the one above. This time let's add the padding. So if you want, you can make this as 20, a bit smaller. Fine, that is working. %, top bottom left right 50. Let's make it 20, 10. Let's change the height and width of the image. Copy the whole section, but we don't need box shadow for this. height as 40%, width is going to be 100%. Wow, that's great. So the expected output, we got it. Where is it? So I believe we got the expected output. That's all for this video.